Winter break has ended and we're back to business here at the Lantern. I'm Matt Edwards and I thank you for joining us for the first webcast of 2012. Senate Bill 5 failed in 2011, but there are still cuts to be made somewhere. OSU students are curious as to whether or not it might affect their tuition. With that and more, here's Lantern reporter Sarah Steeman.
Since the failure of Issue 2, many Ohio State students and faculty members are left wondering where the Ohio government will make cuts in order to keep its budget balanced. Issue 2, signed by Governor Kasich as Senate Bill 5 in May, would have taken away all public employees' ability to collective bargain for their wages and benefits. These public employees include teachers and firefighters as well. Though Governor Kasich has not commented on what the Ohio government has in mind, he has said his main goal for his time in office is to create jobs. One OSU professor, David Stebbin, says programs like Medicaid and the education budget are in danger of shrinking.
The groups that don't have a lot of political power tend to be the poor and the programs that service them. So the Medicaid budget is likely going to shrink. And Medicare is for the elderly, and that's federal. Medicaid is for the poor, their health insurance, and it's half federal and half state. And so that's a big item.
Stebbins says that local jurisdictions may see cutting of extracurricular activities if the levies fail like they did this past November. He also says Ohio State and other schools like it may be affected by cuts in the state education budget.
Can you keep raising the cost of Ohio State, places like it? Or will the students or the parents or some combination of the voters just rebel?
Although Ohio is special in that it rebalanced its budget all at once last spring as it passed along cuts to local governments, Stebbins says the cutting is happening now. Stay tuned into the Lantern for updates on this story. Reporting for the Lantern, I'm Sarah Steeman.
Thank you, Sarah. With the new year comes New Year's resolutions, and like many, Ohio State students often look to increase their workout plan. You can only imagine the numbers at the RPAC. With this story, here's Katie Harriman.
Thanks, Matt. The start of a new year is a popular time for self-improvement, whether students are striving for higher grades winter quarter or working on their personal fitness, as many people do this time of year. I'm standing here inside the RPAC, where New Year's resolutions have led to an increase in student activity.
Over Christmas, I ate a lot and didn't work out. For 2012, I want to come here to the RPAC and work out more and just get everything together, study more, work out more.
The increase of students is no surprise to RPAC staff, who say numbers jump dramatically every January and February.
At the beginning of winter quarter at RPAC, we see a huge increase in usage. It's usually up to about 8,000 to 10,000 people a day, from 6,000 on an average day prior to the new year. This has a lot to do with all the New Year's resolutions. Also, it's not so nice outside anymore, so people are coming inside to use the gym instead of running or playing sports outside.
While everyone would agree daily exercise is a good thing, some students say the increase in activity has made it difficult to find machines.
Well, I've noticed that a lot of people start to come into the RPAC at the beginning of the year for New Year's resolutions, and it gets really crowded, and sometimes it just kind of stinks if you have to wait for an exercise machine. But it is good because people want to work out more, but it usually just doesn't last. So.
Reporting for the Lantern, I'm Katie Harriman.
Thanks, Katie. Our next story takes us outside of campus to a girl who's accomplished a lot despite not even being in middle school yet. Madison McNary has the story.
Most 10-year-olds spend their leisure time playing kickball or jumping rope, but not Diamond Shakur. This 6-time national chess champion spends most of her free time preparing to outsmart her competition.
To prepare for tournaments, especially big tournaments, is every night I play my dad 6 games. It's really fun.
The youngest African-American female in history to be a national champion and a 3-time Columbus City school defending champion, Diamond's main priority nowadays is focusing on winning and preparing herself for the Empire City Open chess tournament.
My daughter's about to go to a tournament in New York. It's a professional tournament. So it's important because it gives her a chance to travel around the world, and then she also gets a chance to go to New York, which is considered the mecca of chess.
I want to see where my dad was raised, and I want to see his experience because my dad's from New York.
Abdul is a single dad who is just trying to give his daughter balance in order to prepare her for life. He wants her to enjoy her childhood, so he keeps things fun when preparing for matches.
She's supposed to play 6 games a night, but sometimes she gets out of that. So she does 50 puzzles a night, and then sometimes I get her to play me, and then we go to a coffee house once a week where she plays grown men. So we do that as a tester, and that usually gets her ready for the tournament.
Diamond is just a 5th grader who is enjoying life, one pawn at a time.
It feels like, wow.
Thank you, Madison. On to sports. Ohio State's football season is over and the off-season now begins. And while Coach Urban Meyer is expected to bring in many top-notch recruits, some of the veterans will never get a chance to play for the Buckeyes again. With sports, here's Justine Boggs.
Thanks, Matt. Many football players look forward to their future at Ohio State under new head coach Urban Meyer, although some players will never get to step on the gridiron in scarlet and gray again. These players, Andrew Sweat and Mike Brewster, talked to us after a disappointing loss in the Gator Bowl about their careers here at Ohio State, as well as their futures.
It was a heck of a ride, and it's time for me to recharge my batteries for 2 days and then ready to get back after it.
Just kind of surreal. I mean, you get here and you're so excited to play for a prestigious program like Ohio State, and then you experience all the highs we've experienced, and obviously this season was full of lows, but I mean that it only makes you better as a person, this adversity. I mean, as a football player for the young guys, they're going to build for this, and next year they're going to come out stronger.
Also in Buckeye athletics this weekend, the men's volleyball team will travel to Santa Barbara in hopes to defend their national championship title from last year, while the men's ice hockey team, now ranked number 4, will travel to Bowling Green to take on the Falcons. Follow Lantern Sports on Twitter for any updates of your favorite Buckeye team. With the Lantern Sports, my name is Justine Boggs.
Thank you, Justine. Also in sports, the men's basketball team traveling to Iowa to take on the Hawkeyes this Saturday. A reminder, find us on Facebook and Twitter to share your thoughts and story ideas with the Lantern staff. On behalf of all of us here at the Lantern, I'm Matt Edwards. Thanks for joining us.